All right, let's talk about your brain. Not in some, complicated textbook way, but about the little nudges and signals it sends when it's getting a bit bored. Think of this as learning to speak your brain's language so you can keep it in top shape. Does this sound familiar? That feeling of mental fog where you just can't seem to lock in on anything? If that hits home, you are definitely not alone. And trust me, it's not just a bad day. It's actually a sign, and we're about to figure out what it's trying to tell you. So here's the big idea. Those feelings aren't random. They are very real signals that your brain is basically asking for a new challenge. And learning to spot these signs, that's the absolute first step to making sure your brain stays healthy and sharp for the long haul. So what are they? Let's dive in. Okay, we've zeroed in on 4 major warning signs. Now, these are sneaky, they're subtle, and super easy to just brush off as being tired or stressed. But once you know what to look for, you'll start seeing them a lot more clearly. First up, concentration, or, the lack of it. If you're reading a page and have to go back 3 times, or you drift off in the middle of a conversation, that's it. See, your brain is absolutely wired for novelty. It loves new things. When everything gets too predictable, your focus just kind of wanders off. It's a loud and clear signal that your brain is itching for something new to chew on. And then there's sign number 2, forgetting all the little things. Oh man, we've all been there. You put your glasses down and poof, they're gone. Or you walk into a room with total purpose, only to stop and think, wait, what did I come in here for? Now, a little bit of that is totally normal, but when it starts happening all the time, it's a huge clue that your brain is being underused. It's muscle, right? It needs its daily reps to stay strong. Sign number 3 is this feeling just flat. There's no other word for it. It's when you feel bored or unmotivated, but you can't really put your finger on why. That's because your brain thrives on curiosity and learning new stuff. Take that away and your motivation just tanks. It's your brain's way of screaming, hey, I'm bored in here. Give me something interesting. And the 4th sign, things just seem to be moving a little slower upstairs. Ever feel like you're struggling to keep up in a fast-paced chat? Or that it takes a bit longer for a new idea to really click? Well, that's the difference right there. A challenged brain is quick, it's adaptable. An underused brain, it gets a little sluggish, a little slow on the uptake. So you might be asking, what's the deal here? What causes all of this? Well, it all boils down to a really simple but incredibly powerful idea, the use it principle. Let's break down what that actually means for your brain. This is really the heart of the whole thing, mental underuse. It happens when your daily life gets so routine, so predictable, that your brain just shifts into autopilot. It doesn't have to think hard anymore. And just like any other muscle in your body, if you stop using your cognitive skills, they start to get weaker. It really is that straightforward. But here is the fantastic news. Reversing this is way easier than you think. Seriously, you don't need to completely upend your life. So let's get into a simple, powerful brain workout that you can literally start doing today. Here it is, your action plan. Every single one of these things introduces something new and challenges your brain in a different way. Learning a few words in a new language, doing a crossword puzzle, or even just taking a different route on your daily walk. All of that builds new connections in your brain. Even striking up a conversation with someone new can be an amazing mental workout. Now, I know what you're thinking, I don't have time for this. But check this out. That's all it takes, just 10 to 15 minutes a day. That's it. It's such a small, consistent effort, but the impact it can have on your mental sharpness and just how engaged you feel is absolutely massive. It might be the best investment you ever make in yourself. Okay, let's wrap this up by talking about the most exciting part of this whole conversation, the incredible lifelong potential of your brain. This is where things get really good. If you remember one thing, let it be this. You are in the driver's seat when it comes to your cognitive health. Your brain isn't some static thing that's set in stone. No way, it is constantly changing, ready to grow and adapt, no matter how old you are. It just needs the right fuel, the right challenges to make that growth happen. So we've looked at the signs and we've talked about the solution. Now the ball's in your court. That first small step is always the most powerful one. So what are you going to do? What new small challenge will you choose to light up your brain today? The possibilities are pretty much endless. We usually think of our feelings and our memory as 2 totally separate things, right? But what if they're not just connected? What if they're basically running on the same team? Today, we're going to dive into how your emotional state doesn't just, color your day. It actually helps build or break your brain's ability to remember things.
We have all been there. I mean, you walk into a room and just completely blank on why you're there, or a name is right there on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't grab it. It's so frustrating, and it turns out your mood is very often the secret culprit behind it all.
So let's get into the science of what's really going on, because this isn't just a coincidence, not at all. There's a real biological link between your emotions and how well your brain is performing. So let's break that down.
Yeah, this isn't some fuzzy concept. It's a biological fact. The way you're feeling right now, in this moment, is either helping or hurting your brain's ability to file away new memories and pull up old ones. And honestly, understanding this connection gets even more important as we get older.
Okay, so what happens when things go south emotionally? You know, when we feel stressed out, overwhelmed, or just kind of down? Well, it turns out our brain chemistry actually changes, and it creates this cloudy environment that is just not great for making memories.
All right, meet the main villain in this story, cortisol. When you're dealing with a lot of stress, your body pumps this stuff out, and it basically acts like a massive roadblock for your brain's memory-making factory.
And this is what that interference actually feels like in the real world. When your cortisol levels are high, you start having these annoying little slips. It's not that your memory is just failing you, it's that stress is literally getting in the way. So, what is physically happening inside your head? Well, stress literally hits the brakes on your hippocampus. You can think of the hippocampus as the librarian of your brain, the one who organizes and shelves all the new memories. When that librarian is slowed down, new info just doesn't get filed the right way. And that's why feeling emotionally drained so often leads to that mental fog. Your brain is genuinely struggling to process things efficiently. But here's the most important part. This is not a sign that you have a bad memory. It's a signal that your emotional system just needs a little bit of support. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. It's time to flip the script and look at the science of a good mood and how it can actively help you build a sharper, better brain. Okay, this chart right here, it basically tells the whole story. On one side, you've got the stress response. Cortisol shows up. Brain activity goes down and memory gets worse. But look at the other side, the happiness response. It releases a totally different chemical, one that acts like a supercharger for your brain. And that amazing chemical is dopamine. We all know it as the feel-good chemical, but it does so much more than that. It actually sharpens your focus, it boosts your motivation to learn new things, and it directly helps your brain lock in those new memories. This is so powerful when you think about it. Happiness isn't just a nice feeling, it's a legitimate cognitive tool. Being in a positive mood literally makes your brain more open, more efficient, and just fundamentally better at learning and remembering. So this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? Let's talk about some simple, real things you can do to support your mood and, in turn, your memory every single day. Just think of it like a chain reaction. Step 1, you do things to regulate your emotions. That creates mental stability. Then, that stability lets your brain process information clearly. And when info is processed clearly, it's way easier to recall later. See? It all kicks off with your emotional state. And the best part? You don't need to completely overhaul your life. We're talking about small, simple habits. They give you a 2-for-1 deal. They boost your mood and your brain power. Let's run through a few of them. Seriously, you don't need to go run a marathon. Something as simple as a few minutes of gentle movement or stretching, that can be enough to release all that physical tension and get those good brain chemicals like dopamine flowing. Music is such a powerful shortcut for shifting your emotional state, like almost instantly. It could be a calming instrumental piece or a song that just makes you want to get up and dance. Either way, the right music can change your brain chemistry and sharpen your focus in minutes. And please, do not underestimate the power of just getting outside for a bit. Even a short walk can work wonders. The combination of sunlight, nature, and a little movement, it's a proven recipe for cutting stress and boosting your brain. You know, there's a real reason talking to a friend helps so much. That social connection is a huge mood regulator. Just talking through what's on your mind doesn't just make you feel better, it literally helps balance your emotions and puts you in a much clearer headspace. And finally, things like journaling or even just taking a quick moment to think about what you're thankful for, these practices help build a more positive and resilient mindset that pays off big time in the long run. So after all that, what's the one big idea we should really hold on to? This is it. Your mood and your memory are not two separate things. They are totally intertwined. And that means that investing in your emotional well-being isn't just a nice to have. It's one of the most direct and powerful things you can do to keep your mind sharp.
So I'll just leave you with this question, and it doesn't have to be anything huge. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk. Maybe it's putting on your favorite song or making a quick call to a friend. What's one small choice you'll make today to give your brain that positive boost it deserves?